Everyone, welcome back to Kat's Book Corner, where we talk about all things book and bookish. As you can see, I'm not in my dorm anymore. I'm at home for the holiday. So I thought I should show you my December TBR, which I'm going to be starting this week because I'm home and I have access to all of my books. Now, there are 2 rereads on this time, and one that's not exactly a book, but I just wanted to read it. Now, my little sister picked out of a bucket of all the books I have on my shelf up there, and I have a shelf down there that you can't really see. So let's get started. Let's start with the one I already started last night, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I got to chapter 4, and to be honest, this isn't my favorite Harry Potter book, but it's the one we picked. So there's that one. Then we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which surprisingly I haven't read yet. And you think I would, considering I try and buy a lot of books that I see on Book Talk and BookTube. But I've actually never read it, but I've heard, amazing things about the series, so excited to try it. Now we're moving on to the one that isn't really a book, but it's something that I'm a fan of. The Ultimate RPG Gameplay Guide. I'm really into Dungeons & Dragons. I watch a lot of them on YouTube, and I've been trying to play recently. And this one I just thought, I got it for Christmas a couple years ago, and I never leafed through it officially. So I thought I should probably leaf through it while I'm home. It's easier to do it than bringing it back to school. Then we've got Stan Lee's The Devil's Quartet, The Armageddon Code. Now, this one is where these 5 Navy SEALs basically, I think, get powers from the devil. And then they're working to try and undermine the devil. And the devil tries to speed up Armageddon, and they have to try and stop it. And it's also written by Stan Lee, one of my favorite people, R.I.P., because I love Marvel so much. But I thought I'd give it a try. Then this is the one I saw recently on Book Talk and BookTube. It's Lights Out. It's a stalker romance, which I'm always interested in because I love dark aspects of certain things. I love not really knowing the moral side. I like suspending my moral code to read books. I think it's really fun. I do it when I watch movies too. I just think it's fun. Then we've got Darker Side of Magic by V.E. Schwab, who is one of my favorite authors. I don't know if you can see it, but I have Vicious back there. It's one of the ones I read because my bookshelf is all turned over, except for the books I've read. So leaves me guessing about which books I have to read. But I am excited for this one because I really do like V.E. Schwab as an author. It's a different type of writing that I haven't seen in a while, which it's always refreshing to find an author that you vibe with. Then The Demon King, which surprisingly this book is so heavy, and it's a paperback, so it shouldn't really be this heavy. It's about a thief and the princess, and they have to work together for something. I don't know, I bought it a while ago, but it came up in my picking for my TBR, so I am excited to read it. I know it has a follow-up series, which, to be honest, I read the first book of the follow-up series before I knew this was a series. So I read the first book of that one. So it does get a little spoilery because I know that the thief and the princess do end up together. But I don't really think is that spoilery because you can probably figure it out. But I am excited. I love the cover. I think it's really pretty. Then Graceling, which is about this place where they all have special abilities, and hers is just being an assassin basically. And I am excited to read it because it talks about the bad side of powers. Maybe there's a manipulator who doesn't really know what he's doing, and there's a guy named Poe who's a prince of a different kingdom. So I am excited because it does seem really interesting. And I think I actually have the second book, but I haven't read it, so should probably read that after this. Then this is the second one that I'm rereading. It's Freeing Lindenhurst. It's basically like a ghost story about because I live around Philly, and it's about like Lindenhurst, which is like kind of a spin-off of Pennhurst, the mental asylum that used to be around here. And this one I actually got signed by the author, so I am really excited to reread it because it's been a little while since I've reread it. And it was one of my favorite books. I have the second one. I've actually never read it, surprisingly. It's like the fourth one right there, the one that's flipped over right next to Percy Jackson, and I think it's The Forgetting. But I am really excited because I do remember really liking a lot of the characters. Okay, the last one, which is one I'm not exactly looking forward to, is Eclipse in the Twilight series. I read the first two, then I took like a summer break because I'm not a particularly huge fan of it. You can see New Moon back there. I don't know where Twilight is. I have Breaking Dawn right there. So, I mean, I'm gonna read it because I do want to know what happens, but I already know what happens because of the movies, but I don't know. My mom read it and my dad read it, and they said I should at least give it a try. So it's what I'm gonna do. I don't really have a favorite character. I just kind of think it's long and boring. Well, that's what the last one was, but I heard from my parents that one is one that is always really long. Now, the book that I am most excited for is Lights Out. I am really excited for this one because I saw so much about it. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is over here, and Darker Side of Magic because I just love the author. It's one of my favorites. So these are the three I am most excited for. So I hope I get to read them while I'm home, so I don't have to bring them up to school with me. Because I'm going to try and finish a lot this week. And just keep reading. So then I can bring the rest up to school and try and read them there for the 2 weeks that I'm back at school. I mean, I'm also excited for this one because learning about RPGs is always fun. And this is one of the books that I don't tab very much. There's only like maybe at most 20 tabs in here, finding interesting things to put in a game that if I ever decide to DM. But I'm excited because if I finish a bunch here and I have less than 5 to take up to school, I'll do another video and tell you the other books that I probably am bringing up. But I don't know, I'm doing something different. I'm letting my sister pick which one I read next instead of just having them for my choice, because if it was my choice, I would read the ones I don't want to read last and the ones I want to read now. But right now I'm reading this one. I'm only on chapter 4, but so far it's fine. To be fair, it takes 11 chapters for him to even get back to school, and that's why it's a little annoying to me. But either way, I also am really excited for this one because it's by Stan Lee, great author, and I always like sci-fi stories where like the devil's actually part of it. I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of books up there that kind of have the devil. Like that one has a spirit of the devil. Then there's, I don't know, a couple others. I probably have some over there too. I mean, these three I'm not particularly excited about because I bought this one so long ago. I really don't know what it's about. I mean, this one looks interesting. It's just, I don't know if it'll be my thing. But this one, I am excited because I want to reread it, but I've already read it. So I think I have 3 piles. Books I'm really interested in reading, which are these 4. Then books I'm not as big on checking out, but they're on my list, so I will read them. And then 2 books I'm not looking forward to because they're not exactly my favorites, which are these 2. I don't know, but we will see, and I will check back in with you all either in the middle of my book journey for my TBR or after. I haven't decided which one. But I hope you all liked it. If you did, please comment down below if you've read any of these books, and like, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone!